Hey y'all, welcome back. We're talking about Joy Taylor. So she's been doing the oldest profession. She's been putting that thing out there so she can come up. She's been using them looks and using that body, using that box to go and get these jobs, to get on these shows. This is her right here, and we're gonna get into it.
You about it's fun to talk about what you would do in this scenario, or would you leave the game if the seats were high, or if a man took you this place on a first date, what you would do. And I'm telling you, like, every interaction that I have with people now, in some way or another, these things come up. Can we just keep it a buck? If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want, fine, funny, you're throwing all boundaries, standards, all that shit you talked on Instagram about how you would never, and this woman ain't because women this and men this, and you're moving forward with this person.
No, my favorite hypothetical, because it's so ridiculous, is when you ask anybody if they would do something outrageous for like $1 million and they say no. It's like, okay, would you do it for 2 million? I mean, would you do it for what's the number? Like, anytime you add money into a hypothetical, people love feeling good about themselves by saying that they wouldn't do it for the money, but it's literally only because it's a hypothetical. If you saw this $1 million in front of your face and I said, do this, are you doing it? So I don't even know if hypotheticals are real indicators of the situation that's being discussed, because I'm starting to think people only use hypotheticals to lie about the circumstance.
Basically doing.
I definitely agree with that though. It's always, for most people, it's a price that a person would do some things that they wouldn't want to disclose to others. So on that part, I agree with though. But yeah, but let's get into it. She's been doing a lot of interviews lately.
Joy Taylor. Now, a lot of it's like sports. Joy had a good topic right there. She beat y'all on this conversation. And then the other 75% be like, man, yo, Joy's gorgeous, man. What's up with her? And I always get that question, and I ask James. I was like, yo, James, what's one of the most popular questions you got asked when you start getting on like primetime TV with Fox? Mm-hmm. He said the same thing. So if we getting that, I want to ask you, when you walk around the streets in LA or wherever you at, Pittsburgh, how do they approach you?
How do men approach me?
Women ask about you, guys, everybody. They love Joy Taylor.
Well, I appreciate that. You're not really asking me the question though, but
we gonna get to it.
So I can.
It's gonna get to it.
I can answer this without controversy. People are always very nice. For the most part, people just want to talk about sports, want to talk about their favorite team, want to talk about a take that we have, want to ask about you, want to ask about other people we work with, want to ask what it's like to work in sports. People aren't really rude. How the internet behaves is not how people act in real life. And I'm sure you both get this as well, because people talk all this cash online, be in the comments, woofing, and then as soon as they see you, I love watching you,
That's true. That is
true. They're not, like, the negativity that's online is not in real life. I've had one person in my entire career, and I've been in the business since 2007. I've had one person say something negative to me, and he said he didn't like the sound of my voice, but he listens to the show every day. So I was like, I got to respect that. Nothing I can do about the voice, and you still a listener, so I'll take it. And
yeah, I mean, he listened to the show because you always, every chance you get, you're showing those big jugs that you got. You're showing those every chance that you get, and you're also nice to look at. So yeah, so he probably don't like the sound of your voice, but he like to look at you, and he like, what you're showing, so that's why he listening.
No one's ever said anything negative.
Well, let me ask you this though, since you brought that up. I do want to know this part, like the gift and the curse of pretty privilege, right? Because not everybody on TV looks a certain way, right? And I do want to ask you that, like I was telling before you got here, we just have like an innocent conversation. And I was like, sometimes, right, I be in the workplace or just hanging out, and a real gorgeous girl, she's toying with me, and like she's getting away with it. Like, for example, I might be asking her a question about something, and she's having her way with me. Like, basically, I'm going to say yes because I'm in her presence. Does that make sense? She's playing with the hair. She's chewing the gum a little harder than normal. And I'm all like, yeah, like, yes. So I want to ask you, like, in the workplace, right? Like, what's the gift and the curse of being like a gorgeous woman in this game?
I think that the gift is, obvious.
What's obvious?
Well, I mean, if you look a certain way, you have access to different things. I mean, that's how it works in the world.
And also the obvious is most guys are suckers, and most guys don't require a woman to do nothing but just look good and then possibly give them some if she feel like it. But for the most part, most guys are suckers, and most guys, just because a woman look good, they would tolerate a whole lot more from a woman that look good versus a woman who don't look good. So yeah, so you get all kind of positions, even with her and everything, So she actually was a bartender, and just because of how she looked, in her body, she got those jobs, and her dealing with the boss and taking those opportunities. So she's that person that nobody wants to admit that, okay, she slept her way to the top. They try to act like I worked so hard, I put in so much work. No, yeah, you've been working hard. No, you've been getting something hard.
So I don't think that's news to anybody. So the gift is, okay, you have access to certain places. Okay, you walk up to the front door at the club, you get in. You don't have to pay for things. The guys always joke with me
like
now,
like a DJ, like, yo, come on, you and your friends, come on. Like,
yeah. I mean, yeah, and that's fine. That has its perks. In college, I would go out without any money and eat dinner and drink all night and get home safely, and I literally would not bring money with me, because why would?
And also too, like how you're not used to people challenging you too. So that's also that's the curse part is like, okay, just everybody is nice to you because they like how you look, and also just the other bonus is people want to trust you more because you're beautiful. So yes, I mean it has that though, but for the most part, especially women that are really fine, they're not used to people telling them no, and then they haven't really worked on their character. She doesn't have like no bomb personality or nothing. She just a good looking woman, with a nice rack, who's willing to even on her IG, it looks like you're watching the IG thoughts IG. But carry on.
But I need money.
But what about
But now in the workplace,
yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I mean, I think being traditionally good looking or whatever, because I always want to make sure that I preface it with that. I guess there's people out there who don't think that I'm attractive, and that's fine.
Oh, I haven't met none of them people.
I don't either, but they'll be in the comments letting you know that. So for those people, don't worry. But for everybody else, there are advantages to it. And also, I work in a visual medium. We work on television. So there's a reason that we have a hair and makeup department, a wardrobe department. There's a reason why they put together marketing campaigns and they do Photoshop for the posters. Like, it's a visual medium. You're engaging people with that aesthetic. So that has advantages for sure. I think the negative part of it is particularly being a woman, because, there's good looking men in television as well, and that has advantages.
For sure.
But being a woman is sometimes people think that because you're being engaging, or you're looking them in the eye, or you're laughing at their jokes, or you're being kind, or giving them natural, normal attention, the imagination is, oh, she must be into me.
Oh, she's feeling me.
Oh, she's feeling me.
Okay.
When in fact, I'm really just.
Speaking of that though, that's like also the same thing when it comes down to a stripper and also like she was a bartender. The bartender job is to act like she likes you and she wants you to keep buying drinks, just like how the stripper job is to bullshit you and act like she likes you. But just they're masters. Strippers and bartenders are the masters of bullshitting people. So yeah, so that's part of their job is to make you feel like they like you. Yeah.
Literally speaking to you. So that's one part of it. That is
I just said hi. Like.
No, I mean, I did a rant about this on my podcast because I had enough this summer. I was running into a lot of situations where I would literally just be being a normal, nice person. And someone would come up to me.
So she's so nice, but she's gonna go and blackmail what's the name of the other guy? Who's been having sex with her? The other white guy. I think the nigga's name is Skip. I think the other guy. So she's gonna blackmail him while she's having sex with him so she can get these extra offers and all these opportunities, and she's gonna blackmail him and say, well, the moment that I don't want to deal with him no more, I'm gonna what she said? She said that once she tries to get rid of me, I'm gonna say that he's trying to harass me. Yeah, so basically she's playing that role where that's where a lot of women do. That's why it's not good to deal with nobody at your job. So she's planning on using that against him when she's fed up and tired. So she's just putting that in her back pocket. So okay, so that's not a nice thing to do if you're a nice person, for you to go say, okay, well, I'm gonna just use this against him, whenever I feel like it.
And be like, oh, like, better get back over to your girlfriend. Like, she's going to get upset. Like, I'm sorry. Your girlfriend has nothing to worry about. I do not want you. I was literally just being a normal person. I'll be sure to be a bitch next time so that you and your girlfriend know y'all relationship is so safe. So the safest of relationships, you can't even imagine. Don't stress yourself out about it. There's no need for a fight. The ride home should be very comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't want you. But there's also there's a very dark side to it as well, because sometimes you don't reciprocate because that's not what's happening. And then people retaliate against you, or people put you in positions where they don't want to hire you because their wife might think something of it, or they don't want to tempt themselves and they create all this crazy. So
Yeah. So that's a good point. That happens sometimes, but for the most part, it's more benefits to her being a attractive woman. So like I said, you don't. She's not saying anything about, okay, if you when you're this fine, you don't even have to be good at your job, or even be qualified. Guys just give it to you because they want to have sex with you. She's not gonna admit that or talk about that.
there is a very dark side to it as well, but it's like anything in life. Like, there's good and bad that comes with anything. So it's not that I'm, complaining about it, but there is a very dark side to, particularly in the industry with women. If you are in situations with people who are like that, okay, I'm attracted to you, so I no longer view you as somebody professional. I want this from you, and if you don't do it,
Right.
I'm not going to hire you, or
Oh,
I'm going to
wow.
talk about you,
Yeah, that's
or
crazy.
so that's a real thing that has happened for forever in this business, and that's a real thing that women navigate.
Yeah, so I definitely agree, so that definitely does happen, but it's way more benefits to a woman being fine, and then and also too, like I'm usually for the most part, and this the other thing that she didn't mention is when a woman is very, very attractive, for the most part, she's not used to people telling her no, and then and then they feel really, really entitled to a man's money and his resources because they look good and they haven't did nothing for him, so. Because really, really, I mean, unless you're planning on having a kid with her, I mean, really, really, what does it really, really benefit by her being that fine? Okay, I mean, this is how I look at it. Like, any woman that I deal with has to be attractive, and that just gets you in the door. But it comes down, okay, how can this woman add value to my life? How can she make me better? But most guys don't think like me. Most guys don't require women, to actually to do things for them and to get on their program. But that's just a whole nother thing. But y'all, so ladies, but she is fit though. So ladies, so see how it is when a woman looks good and she's fit, she got all these extra opportunities. So ladies, why have you let yourself go? Why aren't you prioritizing your health? Why isn't your look in tip-top shape? And then this is one thing that I said a long time ago. I said it plenty of times before on the show, and I'm gonna keep saying it. But ladies, even if you're not fine like her, if you're just a okay looking woman that has good energy and you're willing to cooperate with a man and help him with his purpose, most guys will still treat you very well. Most guys will still do things for you. Most of the time, money would get put in your hand. If you're a woman who's at least okay looking, they got a nice enough tone body, guys would just give you stuff. They would just do stuff for you. I've seen it happen plenty of times. So, all right, y'all. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Like, share, and subscribe to my show. And ladies, you need to get your look in order. If your look is right, it definitely makes everything more easier. And you all know men are visual, so why haven't you been prioritizing your health? You've been prioritizing going on all these vacations and going on all these trips and spending money on things that men don't care about. At least she got that part right. She know that men care about her looking good. So she made sure that her appearance is up. Whether she's showing whatever, she know men want to look at a woman who look good. So I give her that. All right, y'all. Hope you all enjoy the show, and I'll see you all next time. Remember, God wants you healthy and fit. The devil wants you to procrastinate and make excuses. Solving fitness world where strength meets elegance. I'll see you all next time.